Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a raft. And obviously, to take a look at that, we're going to want some water. So I'm just going to go to the cliff map because that is a huge ocean that we can play around in. First thing we got to do is just get to the water, which is a pretty easy task. We just hold the gas pedal down, and before you know it, we will be at the water, or at least at the beach. Sometimes we can actually make it to the water, but almost always will only get to the beach. And I considered using the raft here and dropping the raft down the mountain or the cliff, but I don't think it would work out well because the raft is pretty big and lightweight. So it would just kind of bounce around and get stuck, and then bounce around and then get stuck, and bounce around and get stuck, and well, yeah, that'd be boring. And I mean it as in it would do that multiple times, and it'd be really boring to watch. So I was just like, you know what, we'll use the truck and we'll just throw it off the cliff. And yeah, you could also teleport it to the bottom, but it's no faster, and it's not nearly as fun. Anyways, we have a truck that can still put the power down, so let's drive it into the water, and we will make this the raft. Alright, so right there should be good. Go ahead and open up the vehicle selector, and we're going to grab the wooden raft. So here's your first look at the raft. It is a bunch of barrels strapped to a bunch of planks of wood. And it's actually quite detailed in these planks of wood. Like, it's not just a simple wood texture on a box. It's actually, each plank has been modeled out, which is a nice little detail. Anyways, you can drive this. Use T to go forward and G to go backward. And you can use the arrow keys to steer. So it's fully maneuverable. You could go wherever you want, assuming it's on the water, without any issue. The one thing that you want to take note of, though, is this right now, what you're seeing. That is the raft's top speed. 7 miles per hour is the top speed. And I guess it kind of makes sense because there's nothing on the raft that would even really give it some means of propulsion. Like, it's just a raft. Rafts don't have motors or engines or anything like that to make them move. So I assume there's like an imaginary dude who's just standing on the edge of the raft and he's paddling along, making it go that 7 miles per hour, which is a really good paddle. That's a strong paddle for like a raft this big. He's pretty good at that. Now, anyways, I think the next thing we should do is put a vehicle on the raft. So let's go and spawn up another vehicle. And then we're going to place it right here on the raft. And the vehicle's broken, so I'm going to reset it one more time. Now we have a functional engine, which I'm not sure what I'll do with it considering we really have nowhere to go. But we could do this. We could rock the raft. Yeah, it's really pointless. So let's just put the parking brake on and drive the raft some with a vehicle on it. Now, if you really want to, you can fit multiple vehicles on the raft using the map editor, and they will stay. I might do that later on. I haven't decided yet. But for now, we have one vehicle on it, and the top speed is now only 6 miles per hour. It's a little bit slower with the vehicle on it. Oh, we hit 7, but it took a while. So it can get up to 7. It just takes a lot of time going in a straight line. Now here's a fun thing to do. We're going to cut that corner right there and try to tip the truck off without tipping the raft. I don't think it'll actually work, but I'm going to try it anyways. No! Wait. Tip it. Tip it. Nah, it's not going to get steep enough from that angle without actually going totally on the land, which is not what I want to have happen. So let's try to just get out of here. By the way, when you're on the land, the raft don't function no more. So don't put it on land. It's only made to function on water. And I'm stuck, so I'll just reset it. So now here's the truck on it without the parking brake, because now it'll have a chance to roll off. See? Oh, hey, how you holding on? You're not supposed to hold on. I will make you fall off. You just watch. Fall. 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 How are you holding on? Get off of me. Get off of me. Bad truck. I'm surprised it's holding on. If I go into the deeper waters, it might get it to pull off. I think right now it's hanging on because it's hitting the ground. Wow. That truck really likes me. He really likes me. He actually likes me. Too bad I don't like him. Get off of me. And now, I am once again just a raft. Now, there is something you can do to make the raft even faster, and it's actually pretty simple. You hit the plus sign and you add the wind button. With the wind, you can make the raft go faster with a high chance of accidentally flipping it over. So it's one of those things where you gotta choose. Do you want stability or do you want speed? I want speed. So I'm going to keep the truck on it, but the truck will probably fall off pretty easily. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and say, let's put 66 meters per second of wind. And now we can move at, when I put the throttle on as well, 8 miles per hour, 9 miles per hour. See that? That is so much faster, man. I mean, if you think like proportionally, 7 versus 9, there's a big difference between those. In terms of actual speed though, 9's not that much. So we can keep putting the wind up and up. But after about 100 meters per second, that's when things really start getting sketchy with this thing. So here we go, 12. We almost doubled our speed. Unfortunately, I don't want to hit the land, so I gotta maneuver this thing perfectly around the land. More speed! More speed! 16, uh-oh. The truck is gone. The truck has fallen. The raft is too fast for that truck. And now, since it's just me, 250, and we're gone. If you bring it up gradually, you can really bring it up to like 200 though without it flipping over. But then at 250, it seems like you're always going to end up flipping over unless you're like perfectly head on and getting really lucky. Otherwise, this is what it's going to look like. Flip, 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 flip. And then a different angle flips. And a different one. And a different one. And a different one. And a different one. And I have no idea what I'm doing whatsoever. Now we're flying. We are literally flying. I want to get to the top of the mountain with my raft. This is extreme rafting. You ain't never heard of the rafting this extreme before. Now you have. I didn't get to the top of the mountain. I decided just to fly because it's more fun to fly. Into the water. Wow, that thing had some momentum though. It really was going at least 200 meters per second when it ended. I wasn't sure if it would actually reach that high of a speed, but it was moving fast when I finally told the thing to calm down. And now the raft is fully functional still. It didn't care. It's like, yeah, I flipped over 100 times. That's nothing. Do you know how strong these pieces of wood are and how strong these barrels are? They are so strong that they could survive sun gravity if you wanted to. For example. Where's the ground though? Oh man, I'm never gonna get to the bottom. Oh, I hit some invisible ground. But as you see, it held up perfectly fine. Yeah, you can hit earth gravity. Unfortunately, it doesn't really rise that fast no matter what you do. So even if I hit negative earth, it doesn't really shoot out of the water that hard. It'll just kind of go out of it at negative earth speed. Like the only reason it looked like it shot out of the water was because it was negative earth pulling it. But right here, like you can basically see this thing is near indestructible. Going it through things at sun gravity in the water and all that. Here's what the truck looks like after that. Yeah, here's the raft, totally fine. See the earth gravity doesn't have any fancy like shoots out the water or anything. It's just a very simple light buoyancy that just goes boop and it's up. It's impressive though how unbreakable it is. Unfortunately though, I can't really think of any things to do with it that aren't really dumb things, like just smacking it around with wind and putting a vehicle on it. Like aside from those, I'm like, what do you do with it? I'm like, I really don't know. It's fun to do this though. Get to the land. Come on, a little more. I don't know what's going on with the sound either when it's like flipping. It's like sound on, sound off, sound on, sound off. That's just the wind, the way the wind sounds when you're doing that. So now we could go like this. We could say wind off, negative earth. And just to prove you how strong this thing is, sun. Told you it was unbreakable. Did one of the pieces of wood get bent? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's it. That's all that'll happen to it. I actually never had that happen before. But you see how generally unbreakable this thing is. We have like a tiny bit of damage right there after pushing it through sun gravity, flying from the air into the ground. And again, the truck looks like that in comparison. Although I didn't reset it, so it kind of looks the same as before. Point is, Raft strong. Unfortunately, it can't move in the sand very fast. It's very, very slow. So we'll reset him and get the truck back as well. So here's an idea. Instead of using a truck which isn't that heavy, why don't we use something heavy? Like a different truck. That makes sense, right? No. But you know what I mean, because you see what I click. Whoa, where am I? What did I click? There we are. Alright, the raft is floating, it appears. That is great. Well, the big rig doesn't have its parking brake on. Yes, it does. It just looks like it was about to roll. Stop scaring me, big rig. Yeah, the big rig, the problem is so much weight is on the front, and I still have it where the front's kind of hanging off, so that's definitely a bad thing for stability. But look! All of the parts of the raft underwater are not touching the ground. This raft is strong enough to support the big rig. Or the truck. Whatever you want to call it, the raft can support it. If placed properly. And just to give you an idea of how heavy that is, I can pull up the weights real quick and say that truck is... That doesn't sound right. 2,000 kilograms? It's more than that. Whatever. There we go. 6,779 kilograms. And the raft itself is 2,000. That's a lot heavier than I expected. I should try crushing cars with it later on. Anyways, top speed, 5 miles per hour. Throw some wind on it though, that'll help. So we, wait, is the wind supposed to be the other direction or this way? Oh no, too much wind! Oh, I just dropped my truck. That could be a shipping business, by the way. I ship my cars over water at 6 miles per hour. That'd be boring. That'd be really boring. Anyways, though, that is pretty much the raft's limit. For example, if we use something like the Steamroller, bye-bye Raft. I know this from experience. Bye-bye Raft. So let's try that real quick. And, whoa. I guess the wind was still on the raft? I don't know. Steamroller's pretty much on point in terms of location. Like, it's inside of the raft, so you can see that it is sinking. And the only way the raft will actually be able to rise with the steamroller on it is by dropping the steamroller. So, for example, if I put them actually in some deeper water and don't have them inside of each other, that's what'll happen. And the only advantage for them being inside of each other is that the raft can't just drop it. So right there, you can basically see raft was just being torn apart by the steamroller. Gonna try to center it up a little bit more, so maybe like right there. Perfectly centered, and the raft just sinks until the steamroller falls off, and then the raft is fine. Now though, I want to try crushing a vehicle with the raft, so let's go ahead and change maps, and let's just go to somewhere nice and simple like grid map. I guess we can just start off by crushing this truck that you see right now, so let's go ahead and get the raft so we can do that. And I'm just gonna drop it from like right there. That is a hit. And it didn't do that much damage. It got a little bit of damage, but I was hoping for a little more. I mean, I could just keep dropping it over and over and over again until there is a indentation of the raft in the truck. And that does eventually work out, but I was hoping, like I said, for a little more damage. The damage right now is not quite enough for me to really want to try crushing things with the raft, because it's just like, you know what, it's better to use other things. But it was worth a shot. Here's another idea though. What if we used a crusher on the raft? Because you saw how nearly indestructible the raft was. Let's really put it to the test and try putting it in the large crusher. I don't know if it'll actually fit, to be honest. Oh, it does. Okay, good. Now crush it. This is good. It's just going right through the crusher. The raft's like, you don't crush me. That really went not at all what I expected. The raft was just like, I do not get crushed. And the crusher, it did the best it could. I can't blame the crusher. This raft is just too strong. How about this? What if we have it on sun gravity while we do this, and then maybe that'll make it where it has some more weight so it won't bounce around so much, and then, I don't know. I'm just trying things out, okay? Sun gravity. And crush. Whoops. Crush. Come on, come on. Crush it. Crush it. Nope, nope. You may not crush the raft. All right, let's do this. I have another idea, and that'll be it. So here's the last thing I want to do, which is... Oh, I didn't want negative Earth. I want, not negative Earth. Zero gravity. There we go. So here's the idea I wanted to see. If we have the raft floating in the air, can we use it as like a spaceship with zero gravity? Or just a plane even? No, not really. It just does that. That's not good. Or what if we have just an itty bitty tiny bit of gravity like Pluto? Fly! And then flip! And then fly! I have no idea what I'm trying to accomplish here. No idea at all, but I am going 25 miles per hour. That's the fastest I've ever gone with the raft using its own power. I've gone faster using the wind, but that's cheating. This way, it's just using its own power. But like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing here, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. So, till next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.